We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey you guys, it's your girl T and I hope everybody's doing good today. Make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. So anyways, everybody named Mama Honey been hitting me up. They've been wanting me to talk about the whole Umar Johnson, Roland Martin situation. And I will say this, I did watch it. I watched it when it first broke, so I know what's going on. I didn't really want to do the video about the situation just for the fact that I do not like the type of energy that sometimes some of these pro-black videos bring. You know, it brings out the dusty hoteps. You know, the ones who claim that they're so pro-black, but they hate black women and they attack any black woman on YouTube. You know, we're all bedwenches and whores and all that dumb shit. This is why I hate talking about certain topics and certain people because it just brings a dusty energy to my channel and I'm not here for it. But I really did want to address this situation. I know a lot of people wanted me to talk about it. And you guys know I've had my issues with Umar Johnson. I used to be a huge fan of Umar Johnson. You know, even wanted my boys to go to his school and all that stuff. You know, he's very, very smart. He's definitely a dope-ass orator. You know what I mean? And so my issue with Umar came when he decided to turn into Umar Hulk Hogan Johnson, okay? And he had that little pom-pom hat on and he was cussing out Seti and he was going in on him, you know, calling him albino and just, you know, just being just really disrespectful. And so because of his foolishness, he started trending. And you guys know on my channel, I talk about celebrity news and trending topics. If you make the trending topics, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to talk about it. So anyhow, he started trending and so that's when I did the video about it. The first video I did about him, you know, I was pretty neutral, you know, stated my opinion. And then Umar got in his feelings and called himself having his receptionist contact me and demand that I take down my video. After that, I made the second video, basically addressing his stupid actions and calling him out. And a lot of people agree with the video. They love the video and the video is still up. And basically, YouTube told him and the receptionist to go kick rocks, okay? So with that being said, you guys know me. I'm a fair person. I'm a very open-minded person. And I don't take shit personal, okay? Life is way too short to be holding a grudge against people that I don't know, okay? I don't know Umar Johnson. I can talk about somebody who's doing something unbecoming or if they're trending for like the wrong reasons. I can address that situation and then also turn around and still give them props when they're doing something that I like. I did the same thing with Amber Rose. When her nasty ass had her damn coochie all over social media, I called her ass out. And then when she was dressed appropriately at the BET Awards, I gave her props. Do the same thing with Kim Kardashian. When she's on some silly fuck shit, I call her out. And when people are calling themselves disrespecting her and clowning her for no reason, I call them out. Just like I did when her unretouched photos came out, people started going in on her. And I had to check folks on Kim Kardashian's behalf. So I think I'm very, very fair. And I'm fair enough that if I can chastise Umar when he's done something wrong, like that whole situation with Seti, I can also give Umar praises when he does something right. Like I said, to me, when I do these topics, I treat them like my children. Like I've told y'all in the past, your kids are going to do stuff to piss you off. That does not mean that you stop loving your kids. That does not mean that you disown your kids and you just keep it moving. And that's the problem with some of us as a people. And I'm not just saying black people, I'm just talking about people in general, that when somebody makes a mistake, folks want to write them off forever. And that's just not how I get down, okay? So to me, I can call him out on his foolishness. I can call him out when he's not doing the right thing. In my personal opinion, you don't have to agree with me. I speak for myself and nobody else. But when I see something that he's doing right or when I see him trying to stand up for something that's right, I can also be adult enough to have his back, okay? So for those of y'all who don't know what's going on, basically Umar Johnson started trending again. And this was back on July 3rd. Now, I was initially going to do a video back then when he started trending, but I kind of wanted to wait to see how everything played out. So I just been kind of sitting back, sipping tea, watching all of this stuff unfold. Basically, what happened is that back on July 2nd, he was on The Breakfast Club. And so he was doing an interview with Charlamagne the God, and he had said a few things that a lot of people disagreed with. One of the things that he said is that Mandarin is now an official language in South Africa. And a lot of South Africans on Twitter were like, you know what, he's a liar. That's not the official language. So people started calling him out about that and dragging him. And then another thing that caused a lot of controversy was his views on interracial relationships and interracial marriages. And as we all know, Dr. Umar Johnson is a Pan-Africanist, meaning that he believes in black love. He believes that a black man should be with a black woman And that's it. And for some reason, people still can't get this through their damn scalp, okay? And they get in their feelings anytime he talks about not being pro-interracial marriage. So that was another thing that caused controversy. And a lot of folks on social media started dragging him on Twitter. And once again, he started trending. And I was showing up on Twitter, watching everything go down, taking screenshots. And so here are the screenshots from everything that went down on Twitter back on July 3rd. I knew to keep all of this because I felt like there's going to be more to this story. So go ahead and check out these tweets, these comments, and what folks have to say. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Our question, and the irony is what? Africa is rolling out the red carpet for China. I mean, they're taking over the Caribbean. They're taking over Africa.
They're never taking over the Caribbean.
They're all in South Africa. In fact, Mandarin is now an official language in the Republic of South Africa. Zulu isn't. Xhosa isn't. So the indigenous languages are not taught in the school, but Mandarin is. That speaks to the influence of China, but they don't roll out the red carpet for us in China.
All right, so you guys just saw the comments, the tweets, and everything that went down back on July 3rd. So this is what I'm doing. I'm giving y'all the full story of what led up to this whole debacle on TVone, because a lot of people were really confused as to why Umar Johnson was even on TVone. I feel like what happened is that Roland Martin decided to capitalize on all the drama that was going on social media, because everything went from the Breakfast Club to Umar Johnson trending to folks dragging him and calling him out for, you know, lies that they thought that he was spewing on the Breakfast Club. So I think that Roland Martin saw that and was like, okay, well, let me bring him onto my show, being that everybody's talking about Umar Johnson all over social media. But he ended up having egg on his damn face, okay? So for those of y'all who don't know who Roland Martin is, he is the host on News One, which is on TVone. And I've met Roland Martin before. We got a chance to meet him at the Million Man March. You know, he's a pretty nice guy. He's also liked a few of my tweets. He's liked a few of my videos. When I did the video about him and Wendy Williams, he did like that. But again, he's like everybody else in the mainstream media. Well, they'll see things that I do and they'll hit a like, but they'll never retweet me. They'll never shout me out. And it's all good because I do my thing here on YouTube. How you doing? So anyways, back to the story at hand. So basically, Roland Martin invited Umar Johnson to go onto his show. And on his show, from the time I first started watching this, I really felt like a coldness from Roland Martin. He wasn't warm. He wasn't inviting. You know, it's almost like he from the door, and that he was intimidated by his aura. Because I did not feel like a brotherly vibe from Roland Martin. And I believe that this was the first time Roland Martin and Umar Johnson have really, you know, been together in a room or really worked together, you know, did any type of podcasting or, you know, any type of thing together. And so for him not to be welcoming and inviting to me was just very odd, because when Hillary Clinton came on the show, you know, he was teaching her how to do the damn WAP and the Nene and the Millie Rock and all this other foolish shit. And I'm like, why are y'all dancing? Why are you not talking about real topics?
That's how I told y'all need the music.
So I gave that whole situation the side eye. But funny enough, when you see another black man, you're not as warm and inviting to him. So that's one of the things that caught me off before the interview even started. I just did not see the connection. I could just tell how cold the vibe was. Then Roland Martin starts getting into Umar. He's asking him, you know, a lot of poignant questions. He's asking him about the Breakfast Club interview. And then he's telling him, you know, you need to clarify this because you said Mandarin was an official language. Umar says he was mistaken. He takes personal responsibility, as he should have. And he says, you know what, it was my mistake. It's not an official language in South Africa, but it is an official language in the school system. They're teaching this language to a lot of the African school students. So, okay, cool. We got you, Umar. Thank you for explaining that. Then he goes on to ask him basically about his heritage. Like, are you really related to Frederick Douglass? Because the Douglass family has come out and they're saying that, you know, you're a fraud. You're not really related to him. And so he ends up breaking down the entire lineage, which I've heard him say before on YouTube videos about how he's related to Stephen Bailey, who is Frederick Douglass's half-brother because a slave master raped their sisters. So not only were they half siblings, they were also cousins, okay? So I've heard him break that down before. So he, you know, it's almost like Roland Martin thought he got Umar, but Umar came right back. He was sharp. He was quick. He had a response for everything. It was definitely a chess match watching them, okay? And then on top of that, as Umar is, you know, answering questions, Roland is very short with him. He's basically trying to get him to speed it up. Then all of a sudden, we go on to the next section of the interview, and then the camera pans out. All of a sudden, there's 3 extra people with Roland Martin. And I'm like, who the hell are these people?
Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
I don't watch TVone like that. I don't know who Lauren is. I didn't know who Eugene was. I don't know who these people. And the older gentleman, I didn't know who he was. The only people I knew was Umar Johnson and Roland Martin. Judge me if you want to. I have no idea who these other 3 people were, okay? So anyhow, so now they start talking about the whole interracial thing. And they're asking Umar Johnson, they're like, you know, what is your deal with interracial marriage? You know, why are you talking about interracial marriage? Is this a bad thing? Like, it's a bad thing. And Umar Johnson's like, you know what? If you're dating somebody who is not of your same ethnicity, it's going to be very hard for me to respect you. So then, of course, Roland Martin plays the whole, well, what about Harry Belafonte? What about Sidney Poitier? What about, you know, just naming all these random black men who are not with black women, as if that justifies anything just because they were part of the so-called movement. And Umar Johnson's like, I'm not saying that I don't respect them. I'm just saying it's hard for me to respect them because how can you be pro-black but sleep white? And I'm so grateful that he said that. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like the biggest hypocrisy. And that's what I don't like about a lot of these fake pro-blacks. You know, they want to act like they're so pro-black. And, you know, even if my child is biracial, my child is still black because it comes from the black man's ball sack. It's like, dude, please have a tall glass to shut the fuck up. Your child is not black. Your child is biracial, okay? They have a white parent and a black parent. That does not equal black, okay? Genetically, they are biracial. But you'll have dusty fake pro-blacks trying to say that so that way they can still, you know, continue to sleep and procreate with white women. And that's fine. And you guys know I've never been against interracial dating. I don't care where you stick your peen, okay? I don't care how much black peen you want to suck. That's your business. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people all the time, I can't be everybody's girlfriend, so you do you, okay? But my issue is stop with the foolishness. Stop with the fake stuff. You got to think to yourself. All of these people seem to be pretty smart people, okay? I'm sure they all have degrees. That was another thing. They did ask him about his college degrees, and he, you know, addressed that situation as well. So all these people seem to be very, very smart. But the fact that you have all these people in a room and the biggest discussion, the biggest thing that Roland Martin decides to focus on is interracial marriage. I mean, just let that sink in. Like, that was the main discussion. This is what they got so heated over. Interracial marriage. When you have way bigger fish to fry in the black community, you have black folks out here still dying, still getting shot, poverty, you know, water in Flint, Michigan. There's so many things that are going on in the black community, and Roland Martin decides to make the focus on interracial dating. This entire display to me was just disgusting. I want you guys to go ahead and watch the snippet really quick, and I'm gonna come back with the rest of my commentary.
Black people. Why do I want a charter school?
So you want a private school?
Exactly. Independent school.
Lauren.
So the question of interracial marriage, I mean, come on, man. You're too smart for this. We got 43.
I'm too smart for what?
We got 43 million black people in this country.
And that
we got
means
over
what?
190 million white people. You're going to sit here and say that if a
black
person and a white person get married, a black person and a white person get married, one can't understand the other person's struggle. You've seen Tim Wise, right? You've seen Reverend Wallace. You've seen white people who understand racism very well.
That doesn't mean they're going to do anything about it.
The other thing that is obviously true is they understand racism when you see things Like the murder of Medgar Evers, like the murder of Martin Luther King. They understand racism
And what did they do about it?
They understand us gaining just fine, and that's why murder happened.
Based on what?
So the idea that somehow a white person can't understand our struggle,
I could care less what they understand. I'm asking you, what have they done systematically to improve the opportunities of white folks? He did not tell me that.
Yes, you did tell me that.
He did not tell me that.
You're going to tell me that guys like Tim Wise and Reverend Wallace don't understand race in America? What about Tim Wise? They don't understand race in America?
He articulates racism, but what has he done to systematically eliminate it? There are no white
people that understand race in America.
There's not a white person in America.
There's no white people that understand race in America.
There's not a white person. There's not a white person in America who has ever worked to systematically eliminate the white privilege that they benefit from vis-a-vis your oppression.
You are lying. You know 190 million people in America.
Eugene. We're not going to go there. We're not. I haven't
called me a liar, and you're cool.
Well, it's a fact that you're lying. Watch how you talk to me. It's a fact that you're lying. It's a fact that you're lying.
I understand you.
To say that.
No, everybody, 1 second. Several things I don't allow. I don't allow the N-word. I don't allow coon. We can talk to one another and disagree, but I do not use racial epithets against black people.
That's fine, but he called me a liar.
No.
So the language needs to be watched on both
racial
sides.
epithets will not be used on this show.
And that's fine.
By anybody.
But how we talk to each other needs
you
to
can
be
say whatever you want, but no racial epithets will be used on this show about black people to black people. Eugene, your question.
So...
All right, so you guys just watched that exchange. And I think the thing that really bothered me the most is that black woman, Laura. Like I said, I don't know who she is. I don't know her credentials. I apologize. I don't care. And I'm really not going to Google her and research her, because if that's how she thinks, then to me, she's not worth me wasting my time researching more about her, because everything that came out her mouth was bullshit. The fact that you're a black woman and statistics says that black women are the least to get married, okay? And you're sitting here trying to argue with a black man who is being pro-black, who is saying that he wants to be with black women, and yet as a black woman, you're pissed. Bitch, if you don't have several damn seats, how the hell are you mad about what he's saying? Be mad if he's saying he only wants to date white women. He's actually saying he wants to date black women. He wants to see black men with black women. He wants to see strong black families. And you're sitting here pressed. I mean, this whole situation was just an embarrassment. And then you got the dude in the pink tie, Eugene, or whatever the hell his name is. He want to pipe up and be her Sunday quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And so he calls himself jumping in the fray and calling Umar Johnson a liar. And then when Umar Johnson retaliates and calls him a coon, then all of a sudden Roland Martin wants to puff his chest up and get mad. Hold up, Roland Martin. Now, you know you're wrong for that, okay? Now, I also do not like the word coon. It's annoying. It's overused, and people use it whenever they disagree with you. If you have just basic common sense, if I don't think that every fucking white person in the world is the devil, I'm a coon, I'm a bedwench, you know, whatever. I hate words like that as well. But how are you checking Umar Johnson for using the word coon, but you're not checking your little cohort for calling him a liar? That's just as disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that your little minions can jump down his throat, call him a liar, talk to him condescending, and then when he gives it back, all of a sudden you want to wag your finger at him? So that lets me know that you brought these people on your show. You brought these 3 people on the show to basically jump Umar, quote unquote, and attack him at all sides because you were too intellectually scared to do it, okay? Umar literally gave all 4 of you guys an intellectual ass whooping. That's what he did. And because you couldn't handle Umar on your own, you decided to have your little minions next to you. And your minions, they failed terribly, okay? You got this damn broad talking about some damn, what about Tim Wise? What about Tim Wise? And realize that Tim Wise may understand racism and he may talk good. And he might be a good orator and all that stuff. But he's not doing anything to systematically help black people. And that's what Umar Johnson was saying. So you screaming Tim Wise's name over and over again means absolutely nothing. Tim Wise is just here to get a paycheck like most people who are pushing certain propagandas. Don't misinterpret the fact that he understands slavery and what black folks went through and he empathizes with that. Don't get that mixed up with him actually doing something to benefit black people or with him actually systemically changing something. Like this woman sounded crazy as hell, just constantly just, you know, screaming out his name. After a while, I had to give her the side eye like, bitch, are you dating Tim Wise? Is that your boo? Is that why you're so upset and in your feelings about interracial marriage because you want to get with Tim Wise? Because it was like, why the hell did she keep screaming out this man's name? Like, what the hell? I don't know. Like, the whole situation to me was just a hot mess. And I just find it really, really sad that every other race tells their peoples to stick within their own race. White folks do it. Asians definitely do it. A lot of other races look down on interracial dating because they understand that they want to keep their race pure. They don't want all the Asians to mix with black people or white people. They still want to have a fully functioning Asian society. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with interracial dating. I'm not against interracial dating. If you're in love with somebody and it's genuine love, do you. But what I'm saying is that when you have somebody saying that, you know what, it's okay to date black people too. It's okay for black men and black women to be together when nobody else is saying that. Everywhere I turn around, we're being bombarded with dating outside of our race. When you have somebody saying that it's okay to date within your race, why are we attacking him on national television? Like, that is insane to me. Like, are y'all that thirsty for a check? That y'all would sit there and attack another black man who's basically being pro-black, who's actually being pro-black and not sleeping white? You know what I'm saying? How can you be pro-black, but you're not procreating with black people? That's so silly. You know, so I just thought that was just really embarrassing and just shows you the state of some black people. We will go to bat for just stupid issues like interracial dating. We want to have the right to sleep with other races. You know what I'm saying? I remember back in 2016 when I did the video about the man who started that website called wherewhitepeoplemeet.com. And it was black folks who were so upset. They said the site was racist. It's not okay to have a site where it's just for white people, where it's just for white men and white women to meet. There was so many black folks in their feelings. And so when I did my video, I'm like, are y'all kidding me? Like, y'all are mad? There's a blackpeoplemeet.com. There's a farmersonly.com. There's a christianmingles.com. Who gives a shit if he wants to have a website where only white men and white women can date? It was black folks who were in their feelings because God forbid all the damn white women on the interracial dating site go to wherewhitepeoplemeet.com. It's like we're the only ones who like get in our feelings and fight to date interracially. Like I said, if it's something genuine and it's somebody that you genuinely love, cool, do you. But when you get so emotionally invested and you're so in your feelings, anytime somebody says, oh, well, I prefer to date black women, or I prefer to date my race, I prefer to date black men, and you get upset about that, at that point in time, you need to check the self-hate in your heart. Because you should not, that's the least of your concerns. You know what I'm saying? You should not be upset about somebody wanting to date within their own race, within the race in which that you belong to. All right, you guys, come on, tea sippers. I need to ask y'all for a favor, okay? I need all the guys who follow me, who are down with the Tea Squad. I need y'all to grab y'all's cameras. And then on the count of 3, I need y'all to just, take the cameras, focus it on Roland Martin, his damn cronies, and just start hitting the flash button over and over and over. We need to get these people out the damn sunken place. Now for my female tea sippers, I need you guys to grab your teacups. We have to come together like Voltron. The guys get the cameras ready, girls get the teacups. Stir and take pictures and get them out the damn sunken place. It's sad. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say about these 3. In my J. Cole voice, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Some people just don't want to be saved. Some people just feel comfortable sitting their black asses in that sunken place. So this entire situation was crazy, but I will give Umar Johnson props. He held his own. He did the damn thing. When I tell you, he gave them all a damn intellectual ass whooping, honey. And I was here for it. I was sipping my damn tea slow as hell. I enjoyed that damn interview because by the end of it, they all looked stupid as hell. Umar Johnson put every last one of them in their place as he should have. And I feel like, Roland, you only brought them on the show to basically say everything that you personally did not feel comfortable saying to Umar Johnson's face while he was there. So you use your little minions because nobody really knows who the hell the other 2 are. But we all know who you are. And you knew that folks would be attacking your ass all over Twitter for that. So you decide to use them as opposed to you using your own voice to state what you want to state. But your ass still got drugged though. So yeah. Anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Y'all want to know my opinion on the situation? That's my opinion. Like I said, I can dislike somebody in one instance where they're doing something unbecoming, but when they're doing something right, I can also be grown enough to be like, you know what? Props to you. I'm glad you got some damn media training. I'm glad you're not, going crazy like you did a few months ago, and I'm glad that he held his own and everything he stated, in that whole interview process. I think he did a wonderful job and he very much articulated himself. He did not let those people get under his skin and he handled his business. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you click that bell so you can be down with the notification squad, honey. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.